Katie from Vintage and Vinyls. I'll be spinning some rockin' 50s records every week here on my channel, as well as showing you some cool Coca-Cola collectibles and other neat vintage finds. Stay tuned! Hey all you cool cats and kittens out there, this is Katie with Vintage and Vinyls coming back at you with another great video. Now, I probably had you fooled because I bet that you were thinking that I was referring to Tiger King or Carole Baskin, and I can promise you I wasn't. What I was talking about was a 1950s phrase, and in this video today I'm going to be sharing 18 of some really retro phrases with you from the 50s that I really hope that we can bring back into our vocabulary because they are just so much fun. And the first one is cat and kitten. And that basically just refers to someone that's ultra cool. And of course, kitten being like your girl or a woman. And I'm going to use these in some sentences so you know what I'm talking about. But in the words of Chuck Berry, you could say, all the cats want to dance with sweet little 16. Or from Hairspray the Musical, you could say, all right, all you cool cats, put your mittens around your kittens and away you go. So that one is definitely going to be really fun to use, and I'm going to enjoy that. Also, of course, with Tiger King and Carole Baskin and all of that, it's going to make that one really, really popular. The next phrase also means that you're very cool, and that is, hey, daddy-o. And this one is going to be great to use with your friends. You can say, whatever you say, daddy-o. That's the best way to use it. Now, this next one had me scratching my head because I really thought it meant that you were upset at something, but it actually means the opposite, that you're excited, that you're elated, that you're happy. And the phrase is, that razzes my berries. And you could say something like, that album razzes my berries, or that TV show razzes my berries. The next phrase is made in the shade, and it basically means you don't have a care in the world, that everything is A-OK. So you could say, today I am made in the shade. And I picture a 1950s hat on a girl or a guy out by the pool with a tiki glass in their hand, just made in the shade. The next one is that's the living end. And it basically means that you are excited about something or something's really amazing. So you could say this lemonade is the living end, or this song is the living end. The next one is one that is totally retro to me, and it really makes me think of the space age. And I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but I'm going to try. And the phrase is everything is chaopectic. And I think it basically means that everything is under control. So you could say, like, when you're in the kitchen and you're cooking, hey guys, everything's chaopectic. The next one is ya dig. And it basically means everyone's on the same page. That we're good, capiche, we got it, okay. And I think this one's going to be really easy to bring back and integrate into our everyday vocabulary. And it's going to be really fun to do. The next one is a phrase that is made famous by none other than Frank Sinatra, and the phrase is ring-a-ding-ding, and it just means that you're expressing excitement. Now, you can also say it with a little bit of sarcasm, too, but I would say something like, today at the diner, the waitress brought me extra cherries with my sundae, ring-a-ding-ding. Now, this next phrase makes me chuckle because I always think of the Christmas Vacation movie from National Lampoon, and the phrase is, let's burn rubber. And of course, my family watches that every year. It's sort of a classic movie for us. And I think about the son in the backseat yelling, Dad, that's not how you say it. It's eat my dust and burn rubber. So it makes me laugh. But you could use this in the sense of actual car racing, like burning rubber, or more of like I'm peeling out of a situation, like I'm going to burn some rubber. Let's go. The next phrase makes me chuckle a lot because it's a little bit goofy. And the phrase is, that was a big tickle. And it just means something super funny. So you could be watching a show with your friend, or your dad makes one of his dad jokes, and you could say, that was a big tickle. The next one is one that we use still today, but it's let's go back to my pad. And you could use this as kind of a way to say a cool hangout spot that is yours. And I might say, okay guys, let's go back to my pad. The next phrase is one that means stop. And the phrase is kibosh. And it basically, the way I would use it would be, my father put a kibosh to my plan. Now, this next phrase is one that is used when you're sort of angry at someone, but you're not outright yelling at them, but you're getting irritated and you're trying to figure out what in the world they're saying and, you know, just making them aware that you're upset with them, basically. And you could say, hey man, what's the big idea? I like that one a lot. I think that's fun. I'm going to start using it. The next one refers to hot dogs, and the phrase is tube steak. Now, I'm going to actually try this out at a diner and see if it works. But you could say, man, I am so hungry. I could eat 15 of those tube steaks. The next phrase is chrome-plated, and it basically means that you are all gussied up and ready to go. So you could say, Cindy got chrome-plated for the prom. Now, the last three phrases I have to share with you are phrases that could be a little bit something that I wouldn't say is risque necessarily in today's terms, but it would be things that we would be considered not very nice. But this next one is cruising for a bruising. And basically back then, if you were talking about somebody else's girl or they were upset with you and you kept saying something they didn't like or doing something they didn't like, you could say, man, are you cruising for a bruising? Kind of makes me think of the greasers and the different war turf fight things that they would have back then. The next one means that you're sort of a boring person. And the phrase is drip. It means like you're a drag. You're just, you know, not that cool. You're a doofus. Maybe you're geeky. I don't know. But you would say, ugh, my brother is such a drip. The last phrase is one that you certainly wouldn't want to tell your parents back in the day or mention, but now it's not that racy. I mean, back then it probably was considered a little bit risque, but now we wouldn't think anything of it. But the phrase is passion pit, and it basically refers to drive-in movie theaters. Now, I'm sure a lot of people did go and actually watch the movies, but there's a lot of people I know that just went to make out in the back seat and do other things. So you could say, I didn't see 1 second of the movie in the passion pit. So that's what that means, and it's definitely an interesting phrase. I don't know if you could actually integrate that one or not into your everyday vocabulary, but it's still funny to hear nonetheless. Well, guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope you stay safe, stay in, and try to integrate some of these phrases into your vocabulary, and leave me a comment down below if you do, and let me know what people's reactions were when you started using these. So binge YouTube, guys. Have a great week.